short is fine to me. It proves there was someone else in the pub other than.
That's all you see.
Yeah.
Oh, I need a drink. Well, it's hydration break. You see it? And a lag? Yeah, there's a slight delay. Okay, welcome. France versus Senegal. I've missed the first 20 minutes, 20 odd minutes. But this should be one of the most entertaining games of the group stages. I feel like I've said that for nearly every game though. Claire, hello. Claire, you asking for me? What's up? What about it?
The telephone shop was at 7.
It's not good. Maybe was it open? Was it left open or something?
I'll check it in about 2 minutes.
I don't know what he's doing. He's out there talking shite, doing nothing. Just shout at him. Right, I'm gonna just pull up the lineups. Have a little discussion about that. It's probably as expected, but there's some interesting matchups across the pitch. Mm. I'm just gonna set up. Where's my there we go. Okay, I'm just gonna transition over to this and right. So I'm looking at the French squad. Their starting 11 is one of the best, if not the best, in the whole tournament, especially on form. So you've got Maignan, who has been consistently one of the top goalkeepers in Europe. Saliba is arguably the best centre-back in the world, with Upamecano, Theo Hernandez and Jules Koundé, all experienced Champions League players, international players. Tchouaméni and Rabiot is probably their weakest area of the pitch. Tchouaméni's talented, but hasn't shown the quality all season for Real Madrid. And Rabiot has been a consistent player for France for the last 10 years. But then their attack is really where they separate themselves with everyone else. And I'm surprised that they managed to get these 4 guys on the pitch at the same time. But you got Doué, Dembele, Olise and Mbappe. Now, even though I do think Mbappe is overrated and is probably going to flop this tournament, he still has quality the same way Vinicius Jr. does, where in one moment he can cause some devastating things. For Vinicius against Morocco, it was literally one moment where he beat someone and he got a goal. So for Mbappe, if you give him one opportunity to hurt you, he will. But I think outside of that, especially in a game like this where Senegal are an intense team and physical team, I think Mbappe is going to need to do more than just moments. And then when you look at the Senegal team, Mendy, again, experienced Champions League level goalkeeper. El Malik Diouf is one of my favourite fullbacks, and I think he will be due a move. I think Chelsea would be a great move for him. Now they've sold Cucurella. Niakate, Koulibaly, big, strong, powerful centre-backs, good aerially. And then Diatta, a right-back. I think that's a bit of a mismatched duet against him. In the midfield, they got Gay and Gay. I think, is this one Idrissa Gay? Yeah, Idrissa Gay is like 36. But he is someone who still has the legs to run all over the pitch. Sarr from Crystal Palace, devastating on the counter-attack. Sadio Mane, the golden boy for Senegal. Lamine Camara plays for Lens. He had a great season this year under Saga. And then Nicholas Jackson, he makes a lot of good runs. The issue with him is always his finishing and his effectiveness, but he will create chances for the players behind him to open up space. And then when you look at the bench as well, France is stronger, but Senegal have a good bench as well, with Ibrahim Mbaye playing for PSG. He's one of my young players to watch. Pape Matar, Iliman Ndiaye, Malang Sarr can do a job at centre back and left back. And then for the French team, every single player on the bench can come on and make an impact. You know, I think in this game in particular, you're likely to see Akliouche, Ryan Cherki, probably Matete, because I think physically he can match up with the Senegal defenders better. I think Bradley Barcola could be someone that comes on as well, and then Manu Kone as a midfielder to replace either Rabiot or Chouameni. But regardless of who comes on, I think the drop-off from first team to second team for both these nations is not that bad. It really isn't that bad. But the moments are going to be very important. The moments are going to be very important in this game. The counter-attacks for Senegal, the decisiveness of France. We saw it with Spain yesterday against Cape Verde. They were nowhere near decisive enough. They were trying to pass the ball through a team that was so structured defensively that it just was never going to work. But in this game, I think it's going to be much more back and forth because Senegal will believe they can go out and win this game, as they should. I think them and Morocco are the two African nations that are really going to hurt some of the big European teams. So the stats so far, Senegal have had more attempts on goal, but neither team has had a shot on target. Which I found with a lot of the games so far is the first half is played with a handbrake on almost exclusively for the entire first half. And the second half it either opens up or the whole second half is handbrake. Which is a shame because all the so-called weaker teams are going out because they've got nothing to lose and they are playing like it and their games are more interesting. Like Sweden winning 5-1 against Tunisia. Sweden aren't going to go deep in the tournament, but for them to win 5-1 on the first game of the World Cup is a great result for that team, for the players in that team. for the fans who've gone out to watch them play. But in a game like this, where you've got two teams with quality, you would expect there to be goals and shots non-stop. But so far, it's been the opposite, really.
I've got a question. My brother-in-law who's watching the stream.
Is it on YouTube stream?
Yeah.
Okay.
He says, asking who he thinks would win in a Senegalese game of 3v3. Sar and Sar, or I don't know how to say it, Dai.
And Jai,
Dai.
3v3. Ndai. Ndai's got, I think Iliman Ndai in particular, he's got the most quality of those players. And a 3-on-3 game, I think the physicality you get from the SARS is kind of negated in the smaller matches.
Thank you.
If he's in the chat, there's a you can put it in the chat there, and I can see it. Oh,
Well, I told him I'd ask him myself. He does use it.
it should pop up on the screen. I'll do this thing called halftime hot seat. Would you want to do it?
What is it?
I'll literally get 5 random questions about anything and just ask you.
You ask me.
Yeah, like I guess someone every video and just get someone random in the video, and it's literally 3 minutes. The last ones was like, if you could master one skill, what would it be? If you could live in one place for a year, where would it be? Things like that. No, and then at the end I'd say who's going to win. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't mind doing that. I think it'd be more fun if Mum did it. The halftime
Hot seat.
seat where you got no, but they're fun questions. No, nothing.
They're nothing to do with football.
It's just like if you could live anywhere for a year, where would it be? Oh, you see that, you know. But it could be anything.
You can both do it. Yeah?
No, so we're both gonna do it.
You can do the first one, then you can see what the questions are like. Get Phil up as well.
Yeah. Pretty exhausted after looking after my children all day.
Has he?
Every Tuesday, three little ones under 3.
Yeah. He needs a drink.
He does really, but it's not something.
Say again. Yeah, well, it's when the quiz isn't on. This is usually what it's like. But we had 30 people from different zoos across the country.
Is that the party of that?
Yeah, Hertfordshire ran it, but they're people from all over the place. So I've been in the kitchen with them, cooking all that food. And I was like, oh, I just got to crack on a go out of it. I've still got crispy crap in my hand. I think it's just dried batter or something. I think I've washed my hands about 400 times today. Oh, Elise is a joke. Elise is an absolute joke. I think France goes as far as Elise takes them. Because Mbappe and Dembele, I think, are very much... I think they're very much reliant in many ways of the system and how the system puts them into positions to succeed. Whereas Elise just makes everything himself. Where's my Harry Kane mask, just in case? I've been going live on like TikTok as well at the same time. It's been over. It's been way too much. I think one player France are going to miss in this World Cup is Olivier Giroud. He scored 5, I believe, in the last World Cup when they got to the final. He has the physicality. He has. He would just win headers. He would win important chances, and many of the French goals from the last World Cup ended up going to Giroud, and then Giroud would then link up the play with the other players like Mbappe, like Colomwani, like Thuram, other players who were playing up front with him. But in this tournament, they've got so much talent who are creative and have the technical ability, but sometimes you do just need a big target man that you can sling some balls into to win headers, to put pressure on the defenders, which they don't have.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Cheers.
I blocked that door. Sorry. The other door is
The other door's
Sorry.
very confused there, sorry.
Sorry. Nearly half time, and again another 0-0. This kind of gives me Morocco Brazil vibes, but there was 2 goals in the first half of that one. Oh, that was one of those chances where Giroud would be on the end of it, but Mbappe's not going to put himself in harm's way and just run into the box and put himself about. Good answer. Oh, Benjamin is in the chat.
Oh, babe.
He can join me and have another couple. Good ball. Oh, important interception there by Upamecano. And Rabiot, a bit of power to drive up past a couple of players. 6 minutes of added time. It's interesting to see how free the French attackers are. Elise is currently left back with the ball. Koundé is high and wide, which is you wouldn't associate with him. I wouldn't associate him as a great attacking fullback. Defensively, he's good. It's good aerially, but as far as being someone who pushes up the line and takes on a fullback, he's not that kind of player. We'll have 3 TVs tomorrow. It will be busy tomorrow.
Yeah, we did well. We had one in the snow. The other side of the fire place, like the fire.
We should have 3 tomorrow. We should have 3 tomorrow.
Just before we should have 3 tomorrow. 3 TVs.
This would be a very, very good time to score for France. And the execution finally was terrible. I will be back momentarily.
Need to be done by the Tuesday then.
I'm trying to think. Tomorrow I've got the England match on, which I'm hoping England will perform better than I expect them to. Because I actually think Croatia win the match tomorrow. England always lose to Croatia, and we always. Everyone said the same thing pretty much. England always start the tournament slow though. I think we do end up going further than Croatia once knockout stages start, but I don't know what that pass was. But then Mbappe just moping around again. That's one of the issues I do have with him. He's just not a player that works hard. So let's look at the other games that are on tonight. After this, pretty much directly after this, you have got Iraq versus Norway, which I think will be a Sweden-Tunisia result, because Norway with the attack that they have are just gonna try and outscore teams. After that, you got Argentina, Algeria, which I think will actually be an upset, and Algeria will win. And then you've got Austria versus Jordan at 5 a.m., which I don't think anyone is going to wait up for. That seems like one of the most sure thing boring games of the, not even boring, but a bit undervalued for a very good reason. Neither of those teams are going to go far, in my opinion. And that's the end of match day 1 in the group stage. You've got, Portugal, DR Congo tomorrow evening, England, Croatia, Ghana, Panama, and Uzbekistan, Colombia. That's how it closes out. If you're going to watch any match, if you're going to watch 3 matches, I would personally say Iraq, Norway, Argentina, Algeria, and then England, Croatia. They will be the 3 most entertaining matches, even though I think like Portugal would be a higher scoring match. Ghana, Panama could be quite a high scoring match with the way Antoine Semenyo is playing, and Panama just don't have much quality in their squad. They've got a few decent players, but as far as slowing down one of the most effective goal scorers in the Premier League, I think they will struggle to do that. This is the final attack of the first half, and it is Senegal who have it in the box. Oh, that is a golden opportunity, and Saar has just let his entire nation down. That was a great bit of play from Senegal right before the half. If they score that, they go into the second half in an incredibly comfortable position because they haven't looked like they have been under pressure for every bit that I've watched for the last half an hour. But as we go into half time, I think yeah, I do think France will have to make a change going into this second half. Just make a new one. Yeah, but she never cashes them off. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is halftime hot seat. I've got a very lucky pub customer who's gonna get involved in the first one today. Let me pull up my halftime hot seat image. There we go. I'm just gonna have to move the camera, and we'll get them in.
It's the hot seat.
That's the hot seat. Are you in camera?
So,
Do you want me to move the camera? Let me give you a mic. It's a proper official thing. This is. There you go.
where do I click?
You just hold it.
Hold it. Oh, okay.
Okay, please introduce yourself.
Okay, hi, my name's Emily,
Emily.
and I'm up here for the quiz tonight that didn't happen because we didn't get the memo. So,
So now you're here watching the match,
so now we're watching the match instead.
and you've been dragged into the hot seat.
And I've been dragged into the hot seat. I tried to get my mum in, but she's hiding.
We'll see. We'll see. She might like it afterwards. Okay, 5 random questions. Again, doing this every single live stream I'm doing for the World Cup. First question. What's a completely irrational fear you have?
Heights. Is that irrational, actually?
I think that's rational.
Okay, irrational fear.
Irrational fear.
Are spiders irrational?
And that's quite common.
Mum says yes, but it's still irrational. I don't know.
I'll give it to you. You got heights and spiders. Number 2, if you had to swap lives with someone in the world for a week, who would you choose?
Had to.
If you had to, one person.
Oh my god.
There's a lot of people to choose from.
I can do anything I want while I'm live.
You are that person.
Um,
Preferably not incriminate them in any way.
No, I'm trying to think of what good I could do in the world if I could. I'd pick someone evil. Maybe Elon Musk.
Someone evil.
Yeah. Is that really bad to say on camera?
It's alright. Get a bit.
He's so influential, and I'd be a trillionaire. Wasn't he about to become the first?
He is a trillionaire.
Has he done it? So you know, all that money.
And you just donate it or something, or give it away.
Do it or something.
Just transfer it to yourself.
Bit of both. Bit of both.
Yeah.
Mostly donate.
I wouldn't blame you. To be fair, if you gave yourself 5 million out of his money, no one's gonna notice.
5 million. I could probably do 5 billion and nobody would notice.
Probably.
Elon Musk.
That's a good person. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Business advice. Oh my gosh, I don't know.
There's some difficult ones.
That's really hard. I can't think of any piece of advice I've ever received because I'm on the hot seat and now my mind's blanking. Yeah, probably something really generic like don't eat yellow snow.
That's good advice, though. That's very good advice.
Very good advice.
Number 4. What's one thing people assume about you that isn't true?
Probably that I'd be really good at geography questions in a pub quiz because I'm a geography teacher. I mean, actually,
That's wrong.
That's really not true. And I think your dad of all people likes to tease me about that.
Yeah, but that's just because he's nice.
No comment.
That's the main reason.
No comment.
Number 5. You can only keep one. Music, films, or sport. Which one are you choosing and why?
Maybe keep one sport.
You only keep sport.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's forever entertainment, whereas films I never have time to watch them. I've got 2 little kids, and likewise with the music, really. I think the favourites stay with you. You don't even have to hear them.
No, but you can't even imagine them anymore.
Yeah,
You can't. You don't tune in your head anymore.
But sport, what you never be able to sit down and just watch or play sport.
Watch, play, interact with sport.
I've got kids, so I couldn't possibly give that up. I think.
That's probably why I would choose as well.
Yeah.
To be fair.
I think my husband would say the same as well.
I struggle to picture life without music or movies as well.
Well, same. They're all awful to give up. Films would be the easiest for me, actually.
You could still have TV.
I can't think of the last time I went to the cinema.
You still have TV shows. You still have
Yeah, there's
series.
what else you can watch. Music is hard, but I don't tend to go out anymore to watch gigs and things like that. Whereas sport, like right now, literally out.
Yeah.
So
I'd go the same. And the final question is, who's going to win the World Cup? Give me a heart answer and a head answer.
okay, my heart answer is England, and my head answer. I want to say Spain.
Even after yesterday.
Yeah.
And off. It keeps timing out. I don't know why.
That's fine. I'm still going to say Spain.
Still going to go Spain.
That's what everybody else is saying. All the people who know a lot more about football than me.
I was Spain until yesterday.
Yeah.
And yesterday I was
it's
very
really
nervous.
shocking, but
Very
I'm
nervous.
sticking with it because people who know a lot more than me are
Saying Spain as well.
in Spain. Yeah.
I would probably agree with you on that. But
Okay.
thank you very much. And of course, Emily.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
There's your mic
Thank
back.
you very much. Many thanks.
We didn't ask you an appropriate question. Did we?
About you, yeah, actually.
Well, that's the first
Unusual.
the guest that you haven't asked inappropriate.
That's not true. That's the first guest that hasn't given me inappropriate answers. There's a difference. I've asked very reasonable questions to everyone, and they've all given me irresponsible answers.
I would say dad's. She's never said that to me. Where else have I said that? Stop getting. You're attracting You're so lazy.
Okay, I'm just gonna look at the I'm just gonna look at the lineups and what would I change if I was France, and what I'd change if I was Senegal as well. Firstly, I would probably bring on Manu Kone in midfield, I would probably bring on Ryan Cherky. At halftime, I would do those two subs. I don't think Mbappe and Dembele has worked as a front two, and in often situations, one of the two guys has dropped in deeper to try and link play up, and neither of them are just as good as that as to Cherky. So I wouldn't keep it the way it is. Maybe you take off Doué, maybe you take off Elise and put Mbappe or Dembele either side. But Doué and Elise are two of the best dribblers in the world football. They're two of the most fearless players when it comes to taking on the fullbacks and just opposition in general. So then, when you look at the Senegal side, I think I would take off Gay in midfield, number 26. I can't remember his first name. Papa Gay, and I would probably bring on Iliman Ndiaye. I would move Lamine Kamara deeper, and I would put Iliman Ndiaye as a 10. Potentially, you bring on Pap Matasar as well, and maybe you take off Ismail Assar, and you put Iliman Ndiaye essentially, and then Pap Matasar as a 10. Gives you a little bit more intensity in that attacking line. Potentially also bring on Ibrahim Mbaye a little bit later on in the game for Sadio Mane. You know, as much as he is the greatest ever player from Senegal, as much as he is an all-time great player, if he's not effective currently, why would you keep him on the pitch? Why would you keep someone banking on the fact that he could come good? You know, when you bring on someone like Ibrahim Mbaye, he'll come on the pitch, he'll be a lot more fearless. And yeah, he'll lose the ball a lot. But he will also engage Jules Koundé. He'll also engage Upamecano in the back line, which will then give pockets of space to Iliman Ndiaye, to Nicholas Jackson, and Pat Matasar, whoever it is in that 10 area, to then operate and create chances, get some shots off. But the second half should be starting in just a moment. And it'll be interesting to see if any of those signings do, or any of those players do come on. I'm trying to think. I really want to watch Argentina, Algeria. I really do, because they're two teams that I think will get to the round of 16. But staying until 2 a.m. is difficult. It's very difficult based on the just this World Cup schedule as a whole is disgusting. What's that? So the teams come back out. It doesn't look like there's been any subs. Does not look like anyone's been taken off. Anyone's been swapped. It'll be interesting to see how the sides actually line up in different phases of play. So I've just seen something on Instagram which has annoyed me to a ridiculous level about this World Cup. I'll read the I'll read the caption of this. Embrace yourself. Embrace yourself. Donald Trump will reportedly be allowed to lift the World Cup trophy with the winning team, just as he did at the Club World Cup with Chelsea, alongside FIFA President Gianni Infantino. So, in, like, let's say England win the World Cup. For the first time in 60 years, they're going to lift the World Cup. And in all the pictures, in all the videos, you will have Donald Trump holding the World Cup above his head, which is so sad. Which is so sad. Oh, Mbappe with a little, Desiree Doué, sorry, with a little pop shot. Just drifted wide, never really going to trouble. Never really going to trouble Mendy, but it was a little chip ball over the midfield of Senegal, and bang, opportunity to have a shot on goal. So as I'm gonna get myself on TikTok live as well, try and get someone else to join me, get some hot takes perhaps for the World Cup, for this match in general. Let's have a little look. Start watching it. Right, let's go ahead and get some. Then try and get some people in to talk about. Just talk about football. Let me go ahead and stick that on my story. Next, we're talking Senegal versus France. But if you do come into the chat, let's start talking Senegal and France in what has been, in many ways, an underwhelming performance, but also goes to show like just a certain level of team take this first game of the World Cup quite easy. I think that is what we're seeing here. We was onside there. And that is what we're seeing here with Senegal versus France. But as we look at the start of the second half, Dembele has moved to the right and Elise is central, which I think is a better decision. But I'd probably put Dembele off the right. I would probably I'd put Doué off the right. I'd put Dembele off the left. And I'd keep Elise essentially. But even potentially put Mbappe off the left, put Dembele through the middle, and put Doué off the right. I think when you have someone like Kylian Mbappe on the left, the runs he makes behind the fullbacks, and when you have someone like Elise in the 10 who can make those passes, I think you're much more dangerous than Mbappe making runs from central. But again, it's one of those things that France have options. So if it doesn't work in the next 10, 15 minutes, they can happily change it. And the players they have on the pitch won't be dramatically worse. But also, I think this has been quite a rough officiated match. Kylian Mbappe getting greedy. Elise was free on the edge of the box for a cheeky little 1-2, and he just got way too greedy. Here comes Nicholas Jackson. Great tackle from Saliba. I must say. That is where his value really shows, in those trailing runs and making recovery tackles. That is where he is at his best. That's why he works with Gabriel as well. Gabriel is probably at his best, stepping up into the midfield and breaking up the play, stepping in and joining where the action is. Whereas Saliba's much better as a sweeping defender. And when you predict the World Cup at the start of the tournament, there are so many things that you have to try and factor in to try and get a correct prediction, and it's near on impossible because you have this could be it for France. Michael Elise, great save from Mendy. But again, I think France could have used that opportunity better. But even still, it's the first shot on target in this game, 52 minutes in. Didier Deschamps' reaction there goes to show how important that goal could have been in a game that has been end-to-end, where there are no real definitive chances. So who was the game straight after this that I had a look at? I cannot remember. Oh, Iraq Norway. I do kind of want to watch that match just to see how Norway's attack looks. But even still, I haven't been on the floor all day. I wasn't on yesterday. Ryan was on yesterday. Senegal with a chance. good recovery defending again from Uthman this time. But Nicholas Jackson does make good runs. He does make those kind of runs in between the centre backs, in between the centre back and the fullback, and kind of commits them to make a challenge. And sometimes it works out for him, sometimes it works out for the defenders, but he will always make those runs. And I think the moment you bring on Iliman Ndiaye, the moment you bring on Ibrahim Mbaye, you open up those passing lanes even more, because as a wide threat, those two guys are very, very dangerous, that the fullbacks will need to pressure them a little bit more than they have been with Sarr and Mane currently. Oh, another good chance. Senegal are starting to build this up to be the slightly better team. Very slowly, and the big thing for them is they do have players on the bench who can come on and can impact the game positively. It's not one of those things where they've got a strong starting 11 and see you later. Bye. See you tomorrow. Oh, England. See you later. It is one of those things where Senegal can really impact the game off the bench. Issue is France have great save for Mendy. That was the chance for Mbappe. That was the one moment where Mbappe can really show his worth, and he flopped it. And he absolutely flopped it. If you're live in TikTok, make sure you share, follow along. I'll be doing a live stream like this every single day for the World Cup. But that was a very big save from Mendy in goal. That was the one chance Mbappe has had all game, and he absolutely fluffed it. Very tired. Very tired. Okay, if you're in the TikTok chat, if you're in the YouTube chat, put in some comments, put in some questions. Let me hear it. Oh, that's a pen. Oh, that is a penalty all day. That is a penalty all day. This referee has been poor, and that is the biggest example of it. Mbappe blazes past Juve, and it's Mane. Mane tracking back. Let's have a look at this. Didn't get a single bit of the ball. Did not get a single piece of it. So let's see VAR overall. Will the VAR send to the monitor? Will the VAR just say outright it's a penalty? But there's no way it's not a penalty. Yeah, VAR check, possible penalty. If I was Mbappe, I would have the ball in my hands already, ready to take this penalty. Hello, how's it going, Elijah? Are you watching the match at the moment? What is going on here? This is way too long for VAR. VAR is supposed to speed up the game and get the right decision. But right now in this, it's the most obvious penalty. and it's taken 2 minutes for VAR to check it, and they've sent him to the monitor. But I just think that it's a penalty all day. Like, he should be given this instantly. Look at this. Don't get me wrong. I'm watching France versus Senegal right now. France versus Senegal. That is. He did not touch the ball at all. Don't get me wrong. He didn't crunch Mbappe. It's not like he just completely wiped Mbappe out. But he made contact. He took his balance away without touching the ball. So to me, that's a penalty all day. And the referee's coming on the pitch. And it's a penalty. Oh, no penalty. What? I'm baffled by that. I really am baffled by that. To me, that's a penalty all day. That's a penalty all day. I don't think the referee wanted to go against his original decision. He catches his back foot sliding in. And I dislike Mbappe. I think Mbappe is soft. I think he goes down a lot when he doesn't need to. But that is a penalty every game in every single match scenario. It really is. Yeah. Whoever's still in the chat, follow along. Make sure you like the live stream. So I'm just having a look at Twitter because I've been working for the last 8 hours. I have not seen anything that's been going on. But everything, for me, I'm a Tottenham fan, and Tottenham want to accelerate a deal for midfielder Sandro Tonali to join the club. Tottenham are going in at all costs to get him. Apparently, Will Langshit is not for sale as well. So it'd be interesting to see whether he is a backup to a new striker that we bring in, or if he's going to get loaned out. It'd be very interesting. Very interesting. Tottenham are expected to bid around £85 million plus add-ons, taking the package to around 100 million. Massive, massive news in the Tottenham camp right now. But apparently, France again with a moment where they could have made magic. Apparently, Fabrizio has said, "Here we go," for Van Hecker to join Tottenham. Okay, there it is. There it is. Let me go ahead and. Okay, big news in the Tottenham camp. Tottenham have agreed a deal to sign John Paul Van Hecke from Brighton. Here we go. £52 million deal. I don't know if that's including add-ons or if that's a straight up fee. But importantly, Vuskovic is a separate case. So there's no inclusion in Vuskovic in this transfer. Potentially he goes out on loan, or I'm watching the France-Senegal match at the same time I'm recording this. But I think this cements Romero leaving, which we already knew for the last 6 months. But also, it also cements the fact Vuskovic is not a number one choice next season as a starter, which I'm disappointed about because I think he's great potential and I think he could start and impact the game straight away and impact our squad straight away. But Van Hecke as a partner to either Senesi or Van de Ven, he's very adaptable. His line breaking passing ability is fantastic, so we won't lose that from Romero. Oh, great goal, Michael Elise to Mbappe. But yeah, Van Hecke is a great signing. 25. We've got him for the next 5 years now, and yeah, it's a massive statement signing, and us getting 3 defensive signings over the line straight away in this window is massive. And the next one is Sandro Tonali. So I want to now finish this TikTok. Let's review that goal very quickly. So it was Elise, it was Mbappe. Elise picking the ball up on the right wing, cutting in on his left foot, and playing a lovely pass through the fullback and on the wrong side of the centre back. But now Senegal are in. 1-1. Whoa! Massive reply from Senegal. Oh, offside. Offside. I got very excited. That was a great finish, though. Yeah, he was way offside. Way offside. That was a great finish from Nicholas Jackson. I've just drifted away to get a brownie. These chocolate brownies are incredible. For both of these sides, I think they both need to make a sub now with 20 minutes to go in the regular time, especially for Senegal, because straight away then they had an opportunity to score. Well, they did score offside, but a minute, 2 minutes after France went ahead, Nicholas Jackson made a great run in behind and had a great finish. It was just the timing of it. And it's one of those things with Nicholas Jackson where you can always bank on him scoring an offside goal. While they're doing this hydration break, I'm also going to have a hydration break. Okay, restocked. Okay, still no subs as for the moment. At least with the ball on the edge of the box. At least that was in a ridiculous bit of confidence from Elise. The ball went straight up in the air. Elise's running back towards his own goal. The ball is looping over his head. And as he turns, he hits it. And that is a player who's playing with confidence. That's a player who knows he's elite. David? David? Tottenham have confirmed a signing. Van Hecker. Yeah. That means Romero's gone. Van der Ven's staying. Yeah. Not done so. Why would we get rid of 5 centre backs? We brought in 2 centre backs. We brought in 2 centre backs. Yeah, so why would we get rid of an extra one?
They're looking at Tonali as well.
He's not a centre back.
Centre midfield.
Yeah, £100 million is what we're putting a bid in. 85 million up front. Probably.
Rather Bruno Guimaraes, wouldn't you? Tonali.
He's not.
For that sort of money.
He's not for sale. One of the reasons I loved having him on the pitch. Just driving at people, running at him, making the defender back up. The moment the defender consistently backs up, the ball's in the attacker's court. And who's coming on here? Number 20, number 21 for Senegal. Poor for me, I don't know who they are, but 20 and 21. So 20, Ibrahim Mbaye, and 21, Habib Diarra. I didn't see him when I went through the lineups. Habib Diarra is a good player. He's a good player to come into that midfield. Senegal counter attack. Broken up again by Upamecano. Who is Ibrahim Mbaye coming on for Ismail Assar. I think Jari's going to come on for. I think that's Gabe. No, that's Camera. That is Camera. I'm very surprised Iliman Ndiaye hasn't come on yet. For a player of Iliman Ndiaye's quality, there must be some other reason. There might be an injury, maybe a fitness issue. But there's no reason why he should not be on the pitch right now, especially when you're chasing a game. He just creates chances. He just commits players. When you look at the teams who are linked to him as well, Tottenham, Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United, some of the top clubs in the country. Ibrahim Mbaye, straight away committing defenders, getting past two of them as well. But now it's Mbappe. Getting angry and just basically steamrolling Diarra. That's a bad tackle. That's a very bad tackle. If I'm Dembele, I'm just hitting this. I'm hitting this from 35. Oh, it's Elise. It is Elise. And if I'm Elise, I'm still hitting it. 100 odd million. Great tackle from Tchouaméni. Great tackle. I think France need to make a sub now. I think they need more legs in the midfield. Rabiot looks like he's starting to fill the game. I think bringing on someone like a Cherki in the 10 in this moment where Senegal look like they can create a chance and look like they are going to constantly hit you on the counter attack. Putting in someone like Cherki, who has the technical ability to break a team down, and he'll be given a lot of freedom and a lot of space. You can do a lot worse than putting him on for a Dembele or for a Desiree Doué. I'll keep Elise on. Absolutely keep Elise on. I would keep the two boys in centre back. Great ball. El Malik Chouf with an unbelievable ball. And again, Nicholas Jackson with an opportunity to score, and he's fluffed it. It's a great delivery from Juve, though. Absolutely perfect. All it took was a little side foot to direct it towards goal. He was slightly in front of the front post, but it had the perfect opportunity to be the equaliser. And here comes Bradley Barcola for Dembele. It's crazy that Bradley Barcola is one of the people you have to bring on when he's linked to an £85 million move, 75 to £85 million move to the Premier League. Good pressure. Good pressure from Senegal. The match momentum has been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And Malik Diouf again. See, the versatility of the French front line as well is what makes them so special. Like, they just brought on Dembele was playing right wing, Doué was playing left wing. They just brought on Barcola. Now Doué's off on the right and Barcola's off the left. So if you're the defender, excuse me, if you're Malik Diouf, you've just kind of adapted your defensive style to match up against Dembele, and now you've got a whole nother weapon to deal with. Oh, Barcola's been slid through. Great pass. Great goal. That's an unbelievable goal. That's the kind of run I was speaking about with Mbappe, making the run from the wing in towards centrally, because the way you shift that run and the way you shift the defense is magic. It is magic. So there's loads of reports about Tottenham moving for Sandro Tonali, and the figure they're talking about is 85 million plus add-ons to be around £100 million package. Definitely a statement signing. It'd be our record signing, and Roberto De Zerbi is driving the move. De Zerbi's been given absolute control of this transfer window. He's been given absolute control of our squad. And in some ways, it's been positive. Like, Van Hecke wants to come because of De Zerbi, and Tonali wants to come because of De Zerbi. But then also, Vuskovic is being kind of pushed out the door because of his lack of inclusion in the first team, who could be our best young player. But if we can get this deal done as well in the next couple of weeks, well, not even a couple of weeks, it's been 2 days and it looks like we are now going to get it over the line this week. But if we can get Tonali holding a Tottenham shirt by the end of this week, the only thing I would look for now for the rest of the window is a winger and a striker. So I think everywhere else on the pitch, I would be happy going into next season, as long as there's certain people who have also moved on. But massive, massive bit of business. Let me go ahead and update my score on here. 2-0. 2-0 for France.
Yeah, of course. I'm still paying that. Oh, there you go. But
And so Iliman and Jai has just come on. I did not see who was for. I assume Sadio Mane, based on what I can see here. And Nicholas Jackson. Oh, Sadio Mane is still on the pitch. So that would have been for Gay in midfield. Diarra's dropped in, and Iliman and Jai is at the 10. And then Nicholas Jackson has also come off. Iliman and Jai straight away getting involved, beating someone.
It's a try. We gave a little swing, obviously. The next step, right? Yeah. Use the pocket. It's full pocket. You realise it's 18%. And then you try getting off the stool. You put it up in the board, across the back. 9%. What one's this one? This is going to be oh, that's a good idea. Yes, that's pretty good. Good answer. So, yeah. So, so, we're involved in the work that we've done. And I do the training there. Oh,
Okay, so what I'm going to go ahead and do very quickly is get up the JLA tactics board. So I think it's an incredible service, and what he's done with this has been amazing. But let's go ahead and get, and here comes Ryan Cherky for France, and Desiree Doué comes off. I would imagine with 10 minutes left in the match, and you've now got a face up against Ryan Cherky. Mental. France versus Senegal. Okay. So what we had is to be fair, let me just go ahead and do this. I'm just going to move all these players out the way. All the Senegal players that weren't involved in that play. You had Juve a little bit higher up. You had Niakate, Koulibaly, you had Diatta, Mbappe was there. You had Bradley Barcola. Here comes Idrissa Gueye comes off, and Cis comes in. Right, so here you had Rabiot, who picked up the ball around the halfway line. Right, he picked up the ball around the halfway line. He had a couple of Senegalese players in front of him. I don't think it was Gueye, it was a Diarra. So I'll go ahead and move this Gueye and put Diarra. Habib Diarra was just in front of him. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do is just go ahead and move across to this right here. So what happened with this is the two Senegalese centre-backs are kind of occupied by Mbappe. Niakate has stepped up slightly because you have Elise, it was, in this area here. As Mbappe makes a run out like this, Koulibaly has kind of stepped across, Niakate stepped up, and Bradley Barcola has made this run into this area here. And as he makes that run there, Koulibaly then has to track him back, and this ball here from Adrien Rabiot has gone straight through that zone there. Bradley Barcola's run onto it. Koulibaly's tracking. He's tracking. He gets in the box, and as Mendy comes out, it's just a nice little chip straight over him. And it was a great finish. It was a great run. It was a great pass from Rabiot, and it was a good goal. all around. It was just a very good goal. And when you've got that kind of quality, not only on your bench, but in your starting 11 to break a team down, it's a massive, massive, especially if you only get 1 or 2 moments like that a game. But now we've got 8 minutes left in this game. A lot of that would be from the hydration break and then the penalty. Come on, Senegal. Oh, great little bit of skill. The effort from the French team, to be fair, has really impressed me. Like, considering France are playing against a competitor, an actual competitor in Senegal, and they're playing with intensity and decisiveness, and is Cherki going one-on-one with the defender? Oh, and it's just poor decision-making from him in that moment. But when you've got 2 teams who can compete against each other, it kind of makes you question even more the Spanish game against Cape Verde, because they're playing against a side that are not good enough to draw against them. They're just not. Objectively, they're not good enough to draw. But they did, and that's so poor from Ibrahim and Bay. So poor. And now if you're France, manage the game. I would now take off Elise. And you don't want him to get injured. And the game's won. Bring on Manu Kone, bring on someone like Thuram, who can come on up front. You've got Barcola, Mbappe, and Cherki behind. You're not going to lose quality. But interesting to see how this game progresses now for this final 6 minutes. Do Senegal get a goal? Hopefully. Because in the first half, they deserved a goal. In the second half here, they've struggled. And it was the first goal going in that really, I think, deflated them. Even more so than that, I think it was Gareth Bale there. I think it was the penalty that wasn't given as a penalty. That kind of looked like it deflated the squad on the pitch. At the waiting around, like almost as if they knew it was going to happen. And then it didn't get given. So, instantly, they are kind of expecting... They're kind of expecting a penalty to be given. It's very hard to then pick yourself back up when that's not given. But I've just seen a tweet here saying France are winning this World Cup. Took them a while to warm up, but this fluidity and understand up top is at a ridiculous level. And that is what it is going to be. Their attack is going to take them through in most matches. Your defense is going to protect you against most sides. And those 2 combinations together are dangerous. I do think a lot of people forget about Koulibaly and that he was one of the best Serie A defenders for years. For absolutely years when he was at Napoli. And then when he went to Chelsea, he just fell off. And like people... Oh, go on. 2-1. Great goal. Ibrahim Mbaye. Absolutely incredible goal. Taking someone on. Theo Hernandez is poor defending, to be fair. it is poor defending, but for Ibrahim Mbaye driving at a defender forces him to commit, and then it's a good finish. Poor goalkeeping as well. I have to say it's poor goalkeeping. It's the ball is pretty much straight at him, but at Maignan has a little bit of swaz on it, but really Maignan should be getting right behind the ball there. Deschamps is furious because you have just opened the door to them, and that shows the vulnerability of the French team. The ball breaking down in midfield, little counter attack, not full pitch counter attack, a 30-40 meter counter attack. But then Mbappe just goes and scores that. What the wow. Wow, wow, wow. What a goal that was. What a goal that was. At least it was getting absolutely manhandled. And then Mbappe just gone and pulled that out 30 seconds after Mbappe scores. David, you just missed a worldie. Yeah. Mbappe from about 35 yards out. 3-1. France. That is what you get when you have one of the best players in the world. I think Mendy potentially could have done better with that. But that reaction is ridiculous. And that might be the golden boot to Mbappe. Those 2 goals in this game might be enough for him to win the golden boot. This second half has been essentially the best quality and the most exciting of the World Cup that I've watched. I thought the Morocco-Brazil game was the best game start to finish. Because I thought it was the best quality of 2 teams together. In a matchup, but then this game has just kind of taken that to another level because of the goals and because of the individual moments. Yeah, wow, that was the turn, one touch to then just have the confidence to hit it. This ref cam view is going to be wow. I hate that's him as well. I hate that it's Mbappe. But that now moves him to the most French goals, the most goals for the French national team ever, with 58. Oh, Ryan Cherky with a silly mistake. Can Senegal get a goal back? That's a goal. Great recovery there from Maignan. That was a good ball. Tchouameni gets a little touch and it looks like it's going to chip over Maignan. In the end, he made it a great recovery save. Wow. Massive for them. Absolutely massive. and that is game over. France have won 3-1. I think now France have won the group, which is going to favour them in the next couple games. In the next couple games, they can take a little bit of an easier intensity. They can take the games a little bit easier, but still, they've got one hard game coming up, and then one easy game. But for France, that's a moment that I think really pushes them into the favourites in the tournament. I still think they can lose to a better team, but with Norway's attack can put that French defence under pressure, especially with Haaland, who physically can match up with Upamecano and Saliba. And it'll be interesting to see how they perform tonight against Iraq. That second that second Kylian Mbappe goal was special for a team like France that have so much quality on the pitch. Michael Elise, I thought, was phenomenal today. But that moment from Mbappe, right at the end, 30 seconds after Mbappe scores a good goal. Mbappe was someone I wanted to watch all World Cup. He's 20 years old for PSG. I thought he was going to break onto the scene. But for Mbappe to then just get the ball 35 yards, hit it top bins, it's special. And that's what you get when you're one of the best players in the world. Yes, there's a lot of things that he doesn't have, but moments like that are what makes him special, and that's what separates him from good players or great players. So, one of the things I am struggling to choose is who's the man of the match. Because I thought Elise was phenomenal, but Mbappe scored 2 goals. So sometimes you kind of just have to give it to the person who scored 2 goals. But I think most people will do that. So what I am going to go ahead and do is give it to Michael Elise. Michael Elise. I'm just going to pull up my image of Michael Elise. And get him into my post match here. What, that one? Yeah, well, in a minute. I'm still on this. So my man of the match, I'm going to give it to Michael Elise. Even though Mbappe did score 2 goals, Elise played with bravery. He played with no fear. He played with quality as well. He got the assist for the first goal, for the Mbappe goal, and that kind of set France alight. That's where the game really shifted. Because in the first half, Senegal were better. Senegal were better than France. They created more chances. But that Elise pass through to Mbappe in the finish really shifted all the momentum to France's side, kind of put Senegal under pressure for the first time all game. And like, it's got up here, the stats. In the first half, France had 1 shot overall. Second half, they had 10 shots with 8 on target and 4 big chances created. And when you look at the first goal, even this is shown the highlights before, Elise could have set France alight. He picked the ball up about 30 yards out, drove in towards the box, and then in the end it was a good save from Mendy. But then also playing the ball through for Mbappe, who should have put France ahead. But at the moment Elise was put centrally, he completely changed the game. First half, he's pushed out on the wing. The Dembele and Mbappe front two wasn't working, so they moved Dembele onto the wing, and Elise was in the middle, and that is when the game changed, and for the better. So that is why Elise is the man of the match, despite Mbappe's incredible efforts. First good finish, and the second one was just proving why he's one of the best players in the world. But that's me done for tonight. Best game of the World Cup so far, in particular the second half, but as a whole, very interesting game as we go into the round of 16 and round of